Hey everybody, this is Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc. and I am here today to show you how to assemble the barn and the silo from the Petite Places Barnyard set. Okay, so just like all the other Petite Places sets, they are designed so that you can create little 3D scenes. There's like a cute little barn and matching silo and all of the little accessories so you can make a complete scene. And then there are also the stamps are also designed so that you can use them on flat projects like cards and tags. So we are also, this is the stamp set for the Petite Places Barnyard stamp set. You can see all the little building pieces and all the accessories. And then we're also releasing a Barnyard Sentiment stamp set, which is another $5 set, and just some cute little sentiments to go with the farm theme. Okay, so I have all my pieces already die cut and stamped on. You can see this is the 3D barn. You can see I have stamped on every area except for this piece with the cutouts, and that is because this die cut actually layers over the top of that. I always do these as a separate piece just because I think that you get a little bit of a cleaner finish on the front of the building when this piece is separate. And this has little doors that open up that correspond with the openings in the actual building die. And then this is the die that's included in the die collection that allows you to create a flat barn to use like on cards and tags. And this will use the same front stamp, barn front, but then this is the roof that you will use with this die if you're going to use it on a flat project. And this is the roof that you use if you're making a three-dimensional barn. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble it. I'm going to start by bending it on all of the score lines. There are score lines built into the die, and so they just need a little help to get started. I like to start from the front side of the die cut and kind of put my fingernail in that little embossed line there on the front side and kind of fold them forward first. Just helps to get them started, and then you can go ahead and bend them backwards. And of course the nicer, more accurate folds, creases that you make, the easier your building is going to go together. Sometimes it helps to kind of lay it on your table and use that edge to just give it a nice crease. Okay, and then I like to use, this is 1/8 inch score tape, and I like to use that to attach the side flap. So I'll put a little bit of that on the side flap. Okay, then I can go ahead and attach that little flap to the other side of the barn. Make sure to get it nice and straight and the bottom edges lined up. Just give it a little squeeze in there to make sure it's nice and secure. And then we can take the roof, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of crack it on all of those score lines and then fold it the right direction. It's a little hip roof barn. Okay, and to attach the roof, leave your bottom open, close that up last. That way you can put your finger up in there to help the roof along. I like to use liquid adhesive for attaching the roof. This is Scrappy Glue. It's my favorite liquid adhesive. Dries nice and quick, and things don't seem to come apart Okay, now you can see there's a little peak on one side of the roof. That is the front. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that right there. You can stick your finger up in there to kind of push those flaps against the roof to help get that on there nice and tight. You can hold it just for a second to let that glue set. Okay, and then I'm going to attach the front of my barn. Bend my doors open a little bit before I do that. I'm going to do that with some liquid adhesive also. And then you just make sure that you get your windows lined up with the window cutouts in the base and the doors as well. Okay, and then also before I close that bottom up, there is a little tiny little haystack that you can actually add to the top haystack doors here. So I'm going to make sure those are nice and open, nice and wide. And then this has a little tab on it. There's the haystack, which I have stamped, and then there's the little tab. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back side of that tab. And I'm just going to put it through the window. And then I can stick my finger inside of there to kind of grab that little tab and make sure that glue attaches that to the back side, to the inside of the barn. And then I think we're ready to close up our bottom flaps. I always like to fold the back in first and then the front last, so you get a nice finished fold on that front. And I'm going to attach that with some score tape. Okay, so there's our cute little barn. Doors open. Super sweet. Alright, now there's also a matching silo. So let's go ahead and assemble that as well. There's two pieces. There's the roof and the actual silo portion. And there are stamps to coordinate with this as well. There's a little checkerboard pattern with the ladder. And then this is the roof. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of crack that score line there and get a fold on there. There's also a little score line. This is a little tab next to that triangular opening in the circle there, so that can get folded as well. And then you just need a circular object, a pen, a paintbrush, a pencil, whatever you have just handy. And then you're going to want to kind of use that to curve it. Okay? Get that curve started in there. It's going to make it a lot easier to put together. And then again, I'm just going to use some 1/8 inch score tape on that tab. Now what you can actually do, I found it works pretty nice. The pen is smaller than our silo is going to be finished size, but it kind of helps to put it around there so that I can just have something solid inside of there to push against to really make that adhesive catch in there. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing with the roof. I have a little bit of a smaller round object here, and this one's a little trickier to curl because it's not a flat rectangular piece like the actual silo piece, but just kind of give it a little curl, help that curve get going. And then again, score tape on the tab. And then bring this edge around, tuck that little tab underneath, stick your finger in there and just give it a good pinch to secure that. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of a liquid adhesive along the top edge of that silo to attach the roof. And I'm going to put that seam on the back side. Okay, and then when you want to adhere that to your scene, just give it a minute here for that glue to dry up in there. And then when you want to adhere it to your scene, just go ahead and add a little adhesive along that bottom edge and glue it to your base. Okay, so that wraps up the assembly of the Petite Places barn and silo. And I should also mention that all of the little accessory dies, there are fences and animals, a windmill, a tractor, all of the little coordinating dies have a tab on the bottom, just like on the haystack that I demonstrated on how you add that to the barn. Those little tabs can all get folded to the back, and then that put a little adhesive here, and that's how you can adhere it to your base to get your little accessories to stand up. And the same thing with the fence. And here you can see I've colored that with a Copic marker just to kind of blend that into my base. If I was going to add that to a green base, that would kind of help disguise that tab a little bit. Okay, so thanks for watching. This has been Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc. And the new Petite Places Barnyard will be available for purchase from the Papertrey website beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on December 15th. So thanks for watching.